What's going on all you gamers, here we are back with some more Outriders, and today I'm just going to be going over a little bit of insight into what People Can Fly have just come out with regarding the game mechanics, or should I say hidden mechanics. I'm going to go over them briefly, but more than that I'm going to go into detail on how I think they've kind of gone about things a little bit wrong. So if you want to know what I think, then stay tuned, that's coming up next. Welcome back you guys and girls, as always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, and of course a lot of the best looters and shooters on the way, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. But for today I'm here to tell you that People Can Fly have kind of made a bit of a boo-boo. Now I'm not one to smash this game to pieces, I enjoy playing it, I'm still going to play it for the foreseeable as long as things kind of perk up a little bit and they keep trying their best. But for me, I don't understand why people go out on a limb to kind of smash the game, keep playing it, use hacks and trainers to absolutely batter it, and just keep moaning about it. For me, if it's that unenjoyable, I think probably best just to either uninstall it or just come back later on when they fix a few issues. This game is far from perfect. There are a lot of issues, and People Can Fly have seemed to be kind of heading in the right direction lately. However, with this last statement, I want to go over what they've put out, and I want to go over why I think they could have done things a little bit differently in the first place. So if you don't know, People Can Fly have basically come out with a statement, mainly on Reddit, that says about the, I'm going to go with hidden or secret mechanics of the game. Now they're saying that they didn't want to tell people this because then they may be able to use it to their advantage. And I'm going to go over them and tell you why I'm a little bit baffled by that statement. So first off, they're saying there's a primary, a secondary, and then a spike damage protection. So a primary, a secondary death prevention, and the third one is a spike damage protection. Now the primary death prevention, basically I'm not going to go into the mechanics of it like 100% because it's quite long, but all you need to know, when your health goes below 30% hit points, it's going to trigger a mechanic that means you can't get hit for 2.1 seconds. You shouldn't be able to get one shot as such, and you've got a 120-second cooldown on it. That's kind of like an internal not gonna die mode. Next up, they've got a secondary death prevention. This one prevents players dropping below 10% of health due to incoming damage. Again, when triggered, it will block all damage and hit reactions for 2.1 seconds. This mechanic has a 60-second cooldown and will only trigger when the character reaches 10% hit points, and this one, like I said, has the 60-second cooldown. The last one is basically a spike mechanic, meaning that they can't hit you for, on the last tier, over 85% of your health. Now, honestly, I don't understand why they haven't brought this stuff out sooner. Why? These internal cooldowns, there's nothing you can do about them. There is absolutely no way on a time gated game that you could use that to your advantage. The only way you could use it to your advantage would be to go and hide, or to make sure you're not taking that damage, or be a better player, which I don't think you could intentionally do in the game. You couldn't just make sure that you're not going to get hit again. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you were that good in the first place, then the mechanic wouldn't have kicked in, you wouldn't have had your death prevention 1 or 2, it wouldn't matter. Now they're saying that the reason they haven't gone around and told people about this or made it public is because they didn't want people using it to their advantage as such. I just don't see how you could. The only way you could use it to your advantage would be to start off by making a tanky build, which is a time gated game. You can get away with it to a degree, but you wouldn't make your kind of character crazy tanky, so much so that he's got such a health pool, such a mitigation that he's got no damage, because if you did that, then it's just gonna not net you any golds. The game is all about clearing things fast. For myself, I think they've definitely made a bit of a boo-boo on this one, and they should have just made it so that they told people from the start, or at least when people were worried and couldn't work out what was going on. This right here may have made a lot of people understand the game a bit quicker, a bit easier, and those cooldowns would make sense. If 1 minute you're not dying and then the next minute you are to the exact same thing, it's probably very confusing, because I've had it myself. and I'm sure other people are exactly the same. Now, if you knew that it's because you'd had your health kicked down to 10% health, and then you botched up, you've run into the middle of everyone, and then you've gone up to full health, and then you've died, basically, it's because you were on cooldown. Your primary damage reduction was on cooldown, or death reduction, your secondary was on cooldown, you've died. It makes a lot of sense. But to have them hidden and not tell anyone because you think they're going to kind of exploit it is very, very odd. I honestly don't see how you could kind of exploit something such as this, especially in a time-gated game. And for myself, I honestly think they should have just come out of this a bit quicker. Now, I'm glad they have. I'm honestly thinking they are working in the right direction. They're buffing stuff, they're making builds viable, they've upped the health. I really do think they're trying to make this game work. But the way they're doing things is just going to annoy people, and the community, I can't even see them reacting very favourable to this, because it will be a bit of a kick in the teeth and stuff that people would have wanted to know from the offset. Right, now, no means am I completely knocking this game. I still love Outriders, I really do. The actual gameplay is just spot on. I'm just hoping they can fix things, make things just that little bit better, especially with the connection wise and such, and just be a bit more open about everything, and that way the community should be behind them rather than in front of them trying to give them a kick in because they're not happy. So yeah, as always guys and girls, you let me know what you think. For today, take care, I'll see you on next day.